So in this video, I'm going to walk you around OptimizePress 2, which is a theme or a plugin that you can use to build your website. Now, the reason why I like OptimizePress is because it's revolutionized the way you can set up a website if you're using a platform like WordPress. Some of you may be familiar with WordPress, and that might be why you want to use WordPress, so it can make it easier for you if you don't understand, web development or code and things like that. But OptimizePress makes it even easier. And so I really like it to be able to set it up for my clients that want to be able to access their site once I've, created the initial website and built their design. If my client wants to access the site and add their own stuff and be able to create a lot of functionality without knowing any code, OptimizePress is really ideal for that. It also has awesome templates to use for either landing pages or sales pages or membership pages. So it makes it awesome to be able to not only set up a site, but also to create a whole bunch of things that you would need for online marketing. So in the back end, when you install it, you can install it either as a theme to a WordPress site or as a plugin. Now, if you use it as a plugin, you're basically accessing all of the pages as templates. You can access and do everything, except it's not going to overwrite your main website design. If you like your website design, you want to kind of use it just for the functionality. However, I use it to create full websites. I think it has a lot of really cool and beautiful design elements that make it lovely and easy to build a website. So once you install it, it'll show up on the sidebar in WordPress. So you would install WordPress and then you would upload OptimizePress as your theme, and then it's going to show over here. And then as you get started, you have what's called the page builder. And that page builder allows you to basically create a page, just like it says. And when you start, you would name your page, and then you can select from different templates. You can either start blank and build it from scratch, or you can use a template. And if you use a template, or you could save a preset. If you use a template, you can see here there's lots of different templates you can use, from home pages to membership pages, to opt-in pages, to other pages like FAQs or download pages, to sales pages, to webinar pages. Now each one of these templates can be modified. Every one of them is customizable, and I'll show you that in a second. So you don't have to stick with that look and feel if you're like, well, I don't really want to have that design and look like other people using that design. You don't have to. It just gives you a starting place. Now when you're actually in OptimizePress and you're working on a page, I'll show you an existing page. So once you have a page built, I'm going to go to my pages. It'll show up in your pages area, and then you'll be able to access those pages by what's called the live editor. So for instance, I'm going to use the live editor. Now this is where you'll be taken once you create a page from that template. And then it's going to show up like this. So you have all these elements you can scroll over. You can literally click and drag the elements around if you want. You can move them over here, whatever you want. You can add a new element below. If I click to add an element, then I get to search through the whole library of elements to be able to play with. So there's content toggle boxes, and you can select the style that you want. There's course description boxes, there's dividers, there's dates and calendars and countdowns, Facebook comments, feature blocks, testimonials, videos, all of this kind of stuff. These are all design elements. So if I would say select, let me do testimonials for instance. Because I want to insert testimonials on my page, I would select testimonials, and then I'm going to choose the styles. So they have lots of styles available of every design element too. So I can really get into, customizing the look and feel that I want. Now say I select this style, now each style, so I would add a testimonial, right? I put the name, the company, the URL. Now each style then has advanced options. So you can then, if you want, change the font to whatever you want. You can use default fonts or Google fonts. You can change the margins, so you can adjust the spacing. So everything is fully customizable in here. And then I can even add like a new row. And what that does is creates a section where I can pick a layout. So I can change layouts throughout the page if I'm making a really long scrolling page. So I could choose a layout that's got 3/4 to 1/4, or 3/5 to 2/5, or I could create these featured areas, right? So if I would say select, this featured area, and then click Insert into Page, it's then going to create this whole new section for me to then go in and adjust all of the elements on this page, right? And then if I view the link, then I can go and see what it looks like. So this page, actually, I haven't saved these new elements, but the way it was before looks like this. So it's just a very simple, lovely page, but you can customize this however you want. You can have a banner if you want. You don't have to have a banner. You can just have a logo. Whatever you want is fully customizable. If I don't want this now, I just click X and I delete that element. And then as you go through the page, you can make your page as long as you want. And a good example of a long page would be OptimizePress's main homepage, right? They have a long page. There's different elements. This is a 2-column layout. This would be a section feature. This would be a 2-column layout. You can see how they've just adjusted all of this. And with each section, you can change the background color if you want. You can have a gradient. You can have an image, whatever you want. And you can adjust the type. You can use lots of varieties of fonts. And then, of course, you can adjust if you want to have a navigation bar or not. But the main thing I think is being able to kind of click and drag. I can also duplicate elements. I can duplicate this. Say I want to add an opt-in box. I would just select opt-in, right? And now I'm going to select from a bunch of opt-in styles to get people to enter their name and email to get access to something and to build my mailing list. There's lots of beautiful styles for this, and I can adjust any one of these to customize them. So that's just an overview of what can be done with OptimizePress. It's much different with this live editor than the traditional WordPress. Now, if you want to, use the traditional WordPress with OptimizePress, you can. So, for instance, this page, for instance, was built. It doesn't have the live editor because I built it as a blog page. So it's not a full. It's the more traditional, I guess is what I'm trying to say. The more traditional, like WordPress page that I can edit in WordPress, just as you're used to if you've used WordPress before. But anyway, that just gives you a sense of how you can use and manipulate it, and you can also set up a full blog. So I've set up a full website here with a blog and everything using OptimizePress. So hope that helps. If you have any questions or you want some assistance or guidance installing and setting up OptimizePress, check me out at techdivamedia.com.